All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the 6.14 patch details, and it seems as though we were correct in the assumption that Moon Knight was actually going to be getting a tier 4 for this mid-month patch. That is pretty crazy. Just 2 weeks after the initial update, we're getting our second tier 4. So I'm going to say this right now when I have your attention. Be very, very careful which character you decide to get to tier 4, because if they're dropping 2 tier 4s per month, if you are free to play or a low spender, it is going to be impossible unless they significantly increase the drop rate for these rewards. It is going to be impossible for you to keep up. Okay? So make sure you consume content however you consume it, whether it's the Future Fight forums, YouTube, Reddit, Discord, Facebook, Twitter, however you consume it, consume as much as possible so you can measure twice, so you choose the right tier 4 character for you. Moon Knight getting a tier 4, this could definitely change things up for Extreme Alliance battle. Who knows? Maybe Wolverine will get knocked out of his spot for the best combat superhero in the game. We'll have to wait and see. So in addition to that, we already know Elektra is getting her tier 3. Let's check out these new uniforms and let's see what these characters are going to be getting. So for Moon Knight, for his uniform, wow, they're bumping up his chain hit damage and giving him 10% additional damage to boss types. What are you saying to me? Moon Knight is going to be an absolute god when it comes to PvE content. Oh no, it's only 5%. I thought it was 20% chain that he had before. Anyway, so he's getting 5% more chain hit, but 10% more damage to boss types. That's pretty good. And he already had the 50-30 skill damage and bonus damage. Okay, the immunity to guard break and the damage reduction was already on the Mr. Moon Knight uniform. However, they could have bumped it up to 50%, but it's fine. It's still good. Moving on, we have Moon Force, which is his tier 2 passive. Previously, this was linked to his 5th skill, and it gave him a 30% HP recovery every 7 seconds. So this is staying the same. They're just changing the name of the skill that it's attached to. We'll have to see if it's his best skill, because the 5th skill you could instantly cancel, which would give you a heal every 7 seconds, and the rotation for him was very proc friendly, so hopefully that stays the same. Moving on, the first skill, we have stun. That's not really that useful. However, we have paralysis on the 2. That's good. That ignores immunity. So for those of you guys who are going to buy the uniform, you don't have him transcended, you can't get into tier 4 and all that stuff. The paralysis is going to be good for world boss. Let's see what else we have here. We have defense down. Ooh, a 60% damage proc. So his 3rd skill is actually being nerfed. Let me just show you guys really quickly here what I'm talking about. So previously, his 3rd skill with the Mr. Moon Knight uniform, Gentleman's Finish, was actually giving him 15% more HP plus a guard hit and a 100% damage proc, all while he still had the Moon Force passive, which was giving him 30% max HP. So they're kind of nerfing the 3rd skill there, but hopefully they put that heal somewhere else and they bump up the damage somewhere else as well. So the 4th skill over here has paralysis, which is good for ABX. Moving on, we have stun, invincibility, and what the actual hell? Are you joking? So they kind of nerfed Moon Knight because they took away the heal. They didn't put it anywhere else. And in terms of the attack stats that he's getting from this 5th skill here, it's exactly the same as the one he had previously. This is kind of a nerf because if you take a look at the cooldown times for his 3rd, 4th, and 5th skills, they're now 15 seconds. And if you take a look in game at his previous uniform, you'll see that his 3rd skill was 11 seconds before. So now you have to wait 4 more seconds or 2 more seconds if you have your skill cooldown maxed out to get your 3rd skill back. And it's significantly weaker, 40% less damage on that damage proc, and you no longer have the heal. So that is a bummer. Really, really big bummer there. However, his 4th skill previously was 16 seconds. Now it's 15 seconds. So they shaved off 1 second off of the 4th skill time. And the 5th skill was actually 11 seconds, guys. Now it's actually 15 seconds. So this is kind of a nerf for Moon Knight. We're losing a little bit of damage because you're not going to be able to use these skills as often as before, and you're also losing a little bit of survivability because they took away the heal. Not too sure what possessed them to do this, However, maybe the extra damage to boss types will make up for that. We'll have to wait and see. We did get some chain hit as well. Kind of a bummer. Anyways, moving on, we have Elektra. Now for her uniform, this is very, very good. 33% critical rate, critical damage, and damage reduction. Personally, I would have loved to see a revive for Elektra because she's died quite a few times and she comes back. So who knows? Maybe they add a revive in here. I doubt it though. They're not big brain like me and you. We know Elektra comes back from the dead more often than not. But anyways, the uniform bonus is actually pretty good, significantly better than what she had previously. I did mention this yesterday that if they were going to give her critical damage as a part of her uniform bonus, it should be there all the time and not on this wacky cooldown thing. So it's nice that it's there now and it's there all the time. And in addition to the offense, we get a little bit of damage reduction for some defense as well. Love to see that. Now, let's take a look at this. Activation rate when hit. I don't like that, to be honest with you. When hit, she recovers 6% of her max HP for 3 seconds. So basically, this is 18% that she's going to be recovering. And this is on a 15-second cooldown. And it grants her Invincibility and ignores targets for 3 seconds. This is pretty good. However, how tanky is Elektra going to be as a speed character when speed characters generally have lower stats? However, they did bump up her guaranteed dodge, which is something I said they could have done. Previously, it was actually 20% and now it's 35%. So that's pretty good. That's definitely going to improve her survivability. As you can see there, we had 20% dodge, critical rate, and 25-20 when it comes to the skill damage and bonus damage. Moving on, we have a bleed here, which is kind of whatever. However, the second skill looks pretty spicy. It's a counter attack that gives you iframe ignore with a 70% chance to penetrate everything. You remove debuffs, you have a 100% chance to be immune for 2 seconds. This is actually really, really good. 9-second cooldown as well. So every 4.5 seconds, you will be able to use this. Very, very, very good for PvP. About 9 seconds is the max you want on a counter attack skill because you want that to be available within the first few seconds of the fight. And you want this to be available as often as possible. Moving on, we have the third skill, which has some defense down. Fourth skill has paralysis, which could be useful for ADX. However, what I love to see here is she can also heal. So not just through her passive, she can actually heal from her fourth skill actively. You don't have to wait for her to get hit. So now the getting hit part to heal doesn't look as bad because she can heal here, and she also has invincibility plus a damage proc. Hopefully you can pass this 100% damage proc off to another skill, maybe even the fifth skill. Ooh, the fifth skill also gives her 15%. This is rare. Generally, you don't see 2 skills these days anyways, 2 active skills that heal you. Generally, they'll give 1 skill that heals you. So this makes her a little bit better for PvP, to be honest, because she has 3 ways to heal. 2 of them actively and 1 of them passively. So she doesn't get a revive, but this is a really, really good upgrade. Biggest upgrade we've ever seen for Elektra. Hopefully, this makes her viable for PvP. Additionally, the cooldown times are actually very good. Lower than Moon Knight, which is kind of shocking. Okay. We have damage accumulation. I was looking for that. So we have damage accumulation on the tier 3. It's 1%, very similar to Hawkeye. We have paralysis, invincibility, and let's take a look at it. It doesn't look like it has that many hits. Oh wow, 900? How did we go to 900? We went from like 191. Did she summon 3 other Elektras? Oh, that looks spicy. Okay. Wait, what? What the actual hell is this, guys? They removed Moon Knight's heal from his 3rd skill. Check this out. They took away his heal from his 3rd skill on this new uniform and then gave it back to him as a part of his tier 4 striker ability, and then gave him 10% all speed, big whoop, actually dog shit, and then they gave him a 70% all attack buff for 1 second. I'm sorry, what? like what? Unless this is a refreshing buff that's gonna actually last, I don't know, 10-15 seconds. This is doo-doo, man. Like, what the hell is this? Listen, this is why I say you want to make sure you are careful who you're gonna bring up to tier 4, because this might be a skip. I'm just saying. Anyways, we have 2 new artifacts coming in. This one increases basic damage dealt to enemies with 50% or higher HP. So this is kind of like an ABX thing. Might be making him ABX meta, we'll see. And then for Elektra, 80% chance to increase critical damage by 35% on critical attacks. So this is very similar to what we saw for Psylocke. In addition to that, we have some other improvements. Giant Boss Raid, the type of Book of Vishanti that can be acquired from Dormammu round 2, 5, and 7 have been changed from Blast to Combat. Giant Boss Raid Book of Vishanti drop. Combat has been added to round 1 of rewards. The rewards for each round may be changed as the type of Book of Vishanti increases. I'm kind of annoyed that they didn't say anything about additional ways to farm Soul of Paltines, because I don't think 150 a day is an adequate amount if they're going to be dropping 2 tier 4 characters per month. And who knows, we could see another one within the next 18-20 days, because that's around when the next update should be coming up. We don't know what they plan to do at this point. We have some game fixes here. So intermittent issues of not being able to attack Green Goblin at story 7.1 has been fixed. The issue of enemies not being attacked under circumstances when using some skills of Infinity Ultron, Gwenpool, April, okay, that's been fixed. The issue of multiple black bolts appearing when using puppet control, the active skill of Supergiant Dark Obsidian Armor has been fixed. Okay, so that was an issue that was allowing players to get to like 30 million points in ABX. They fixed that, but they can't fix the problem of we don't have enough Soul of Paltine or Carbonadium. Don't get me started. There's not enough Carbonadium. You need like 6,000 of them things. And in addition to that, since we're only going to be able to farm 3 combat books per week for Moon Knight, it's going to take us quite a while to get enough books for him, which means they're more than likely going to be selling book packs in the shop so that whales can, you know, tier 4 Moon Knight faster. Yo, Netmarble, I like tier 4 Iron Man because he's allowed me to have a lot of fun. But you guys need to be a little bit more generous. I'm just saying. Bump the souls up, bump the Carbonadiums up, and we'll be good. Oh, you know what? Guaranteed life seed. I'm not gonna stop saying it. Guaranteed life seals, life seeds, English, from Infinity Ultron. We need that. Guys, let me know what your thoughts are. Are you excited for this Moon Knight thing, man? I'm kind of disappointed in regards to the skill, or at least the ability that they're giving to Moon Knight here. Really? You took away his heal from his 3rd just to give it back to us on his tier 4? And then this 1 second thing, this has to be a typo, bro. This needs to be at least 25 seconds. Okay, maybe not 25 seconds because you could get the tier 4 skill faster than 25 seconds, but like at least 10 seconds, bro. Look at Iron Man. Iron Man's shield lasts for 10 seconds. Why is the all speed lasting for longer than the attack buff? All speed is useless. Useless. You can max out your all speed via your cards or your ISO set. Like, excuse me? I'm big mad, boys. I'm gone, man.